Hello everyone and welcome back to Godsaw's Turnbuckle, and it is time once again for predictions here on the channel. We'll be predicting each match for WWE Royal Rumble. Now, as of right now, as of this recording, there's only 4 matches announced. I don't know if there's going to be any additional ones, but we will be only going with those 4 matches. And I'm going to go ahead and get started off here today with the United States Championship match. It is going to be Logan Paul going up against Kevin Owens. And honestly, I feel like this match is probably going to end up being a pretty decent one. The promos that they've done and also the tournament leading up to this, with Kevin Owens getting the #1 contendership for the United States Championship, have actually been quite entertaining to its own degree. So I do expect this match to be a rather good one, though I do not see them getting that title off of Logan Paul quite yet. I don't see that happening before WrestleMania, so I'm going to go with Logan Paul to be the winner of this match. And up next, we have the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be Roman Reigns going up against Randy Orton, up against AJ Styles, versus LA Knight. And to be real about this match, I feel like most of us know who's going to win this match. My prediction is going to be Roman Reigns to win this match itself. It's going to be more or less just what type of journey, what type of setup do they have in this particular match? Who's going to be the one that eats the pinfall or submission? And will there be any continuation or an immediate story setup right after the match? And I think it's really going to depend on when this match airs on the show. If it ends with it being in the main event, I do expect something big to probably happen from that, and it's all going to be based upon what we've been hearing, like basically in the backstage news world of who's going to be main eventing WrestleMania, and whether it's going to be The Rock, or if it's going to be Cody Rhodes, or is it going to be CM Punk, or is it going to be like whoever's going to be going up against Roman to go along with it. And honestly, I do expect something like The Rock coming out to confront Roman after the match, if it's the main event of the show. If it's earlier on in the show, then I think they're going a different route to go along with it. It's going to be interesting to see who it ends out being going after Roman Reigns after everything going on. The other aspect is, who do you think is going to eat the pinfall in this one? My best guess on this is that it's probably not going to be Randy Orton. So my thinking is going to be like either AJ Styles or LA Knight are the ones who will be eating the pinfall in this particular match. If it's LA Knight again, then it kind of sucks for him, because he's already lost to Roman once in this area just a couple of months ago, and then he has to lose it again. I don't necessarily but it's gonna be one of those two that will eat the pinfall in that match. But as I mentioned before, it's gonna be Roman Reigns that's gonna win it, because I don't see him losing that title anywhere else but a WrestleMania. I'm going to emphasize that, a WrestleMania. And up next, we have our first of 2 Royal Rumble matches. It's going to be the Women's Royal Rumble match. And to be honest with you, like in the terms of what you've seen based around the 2 different Rumble matches this year, most of the story build for the Women's Rumble has probably been basically on the SmackDown side, where you've probably seen on the men's side, it's usually focused more around the Raw side of everything. So I do imagine that it would probably be a SmackDown person who would end up winning this, though there are probably about 3 different people that would make sense in this particular case. 2 make more sense. 2 of them make the most sense. The 3 people that I would be really coming up with on this one is 1, Bayley, 2, Becky Lynch, and 3, Nia Jax, just based on how they've been building her up as of late. Though honestly, I don't I don't think they'll have Nia Jax win the Royal Rumble match itself and then go on to WrestleMania, though I do find her to be a very good opponent for Rhea Ripley, maybe at Elimination Chamber. But that's just based on whether or not they're going to actually do that match before WrestleMania. And then you have the whole aspect of the storytelling between Becky Lynch and Nia Jax with everything as well, especially with Becky Lynch losing a match to Nia Jax recently. And you have the whole setup between Bayley and Damage Control at this point as well, where they're teasing a bit of dissension and maybe a potential breakup down the line. Going to be hard to really say where that, if or when that's going to end up happening. But I personally think they're going to go with the SmackDown side here to have for the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble. And I'm going to go with Bayley. I'm going to go with Bayley to win the Women's Royal Rumble. Maybe it sets up something where, she's been saying she's been going to go after Rhea Ripley, but something happens and maybe she goes after EO to go afterwards as well. But it should be an interesting matchup. It'll be interesting to see who they have in the match as well, because I believe they really only announced about 5 people at this point. I would imagine a decent amount of the main roster and probably some NXT people will be inside of there. And you never know. We may see a few legends show up as well in this particular match, because it's the Royal Rumble, so legends usually show up in some way, shape, or form. And up next is going to be the Men's Royal Rumble match. And honestly, as I mentioned before, a lot of the focus here has been on the Raw side for the Men's Royal Rumble. And honestly, they've really made it to where you could viably see about 4 different people win this particular match. And just based off of how they've made, how they built their stories and going forward with everything, you could see all 4 of these people go up against Seth Rollins or go after Roman Reigns. The people that I'm really down to who would probably win this match would be either Gunther, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, or Cody. And I think that's what most people are probably thinking at this point in time as well. Most people are probably thinking it's either a toss-up between CM Punk and Cody. And honestly, the storylines behind everything, it does play off to a lot of these guys wanting to basically almost finish their own particular story, as they've been playing off with Cody Rhodes. Like, Cody wants to win the WWE Championship off of Roman. You have CM Punk, who wants the main event of WrestleMania. You have Drew McIntyre, who's just wants to get that moment in front of fans. And then Gunther, well, he's being Gunther at this point, and he's being amazing. And honestly, I feel like I really do feel like in this particular case, they are going to go the route of CM Punk. I think CM Punk's going to win the Royal Rumble match, and he will end up main eventing the one of the nights at WrestleMania. I imagine. I'm not sure that is what most people would really be going with. I know there's a lot of people that have been picking CM Punk, but I do feel like that's going to be the case. I could see Cody winning the Royal Rumble and then going on to face Roman Reigns, but he could also go a different route to get to Roman if The Rock is not going to be facing Roman Reigns at this year's WrestleMania. So it'll be interesting to see where they decide to go with everything. Again, much like before, they don't have a lot of the field announced for this Rumble match, so it'll be interesting to see. I think they have maybe about 11 people announced at the time of Monday night, so it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, okay, what surprises will they have? Obviously, there'll be people from the main roster, but much like with the women's Royal Rumble match, are we going to see any legends show up? Are we going to see any of the NXT guys show up? Is there going to be a surprise signing that shows up? If there is a surprise signing at this point in time, I don't necessarily know if there really is going to be one. But it should be a fun show, ultimately. Again, it's a 4-match card, which kind of It does make a little bit of sense. They have been trying to keep these to about a 3 hour show. And both Rumble matches will tend to be about an hour long. So it leaves about an hour for the other two matches inside of there as well. But yeah, that is everything I have for predictions for the WWE Royal Rumble for 2024. If you did like the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with your own predictions as well. And with that being said, I hope you all take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of your day.